From the Oklahoma Newsroom, this is an OSU update. I'm Jenny Carlson here with John Helsley. John, Saturday, double dip of bad news, I think, for the Cowboys. A loss, but then the news that Jawun Evans is officially done for the season. Not really a huge surprise, and yet another dose of bad news for the Cowboys.
It is bad news, and we'd expected it all along. We'd sort of heard some talk that that was likely that Jawun Evans was not going to play again. Injured his shoulder at Texas Tech. Kind of a fluke injury, was just throwing sort of an overhand bounce pass and tore some cartilage in the shoulder, and likely to have surgery. He was their best player at that point, was really emerging. You know, probably going to be the Big 12 Freshman of the Year at that stage, and who knows where he fits into that now. But it's a big loss, and you know, like you say, along with these other mounting losses, it's sort of that official bad news that adds with it.
On this injury to Evans, is it expected to have long-term ramifications, or is it just a situation where it's got to get healed and then it'll be pretty much fine moving forward?
I think it's going to be fine moving forward, and I think that's why it took them so long to sort of announce this. There was an initial diagnosis. The family wanted to get a second opinion just to see. I think there was maybe a fine line there of whether surgery was mandatory or maybe rehab and rest would do it. And we'll see. There's been no official announcement that he's going to have surgery, but no, to answer the question, no, I think going forward he should be fine.
We talked about sort of another in the list of bad news. We knew that this was probably going to be a challenging year for the Cowboys, just looking at their roster at the start of the year. But just so many things, John, have continued to pile up for this team. Now they find themselves, we kind of thought they would be towards the bottom of the Big 12, struggling to get wins. But here they are. This is really a tough time for this team, I would think.
It is a tough time. And, Travis Ford has joked he's now into his fourth offense this season. It was originally built around Phil Forte. He's been gone for a long time. Then they had to change it to Jawun Evans. Now he's gone. Tyree Griffin's running the point. He twists his ankle at Kansas. They have no real backup at the point. And so he's playing sort of about 70%. You have Mitch Solomon, who's got a bad left hand. Leighton Hammonds, we found out, is dealing with some foot pain. And so this, when you talk about a team that's limping to the end of the season, it's literally limping to the season.
And Wednesday night, they go to Norman for that Bedlam matchup, a rematch of what was a really great game in Stillwater, but obviously no Jawun Evans this time around. We'll see how it goes Wednesday night in Norman. Be sure to stay with your best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.